approach life with an artist open mind and a scientist mindset. Treat it as an experiment, embracing failure and learning without fear or regret. You've been told failure is the end. But what if failure is just data? Artists and scientists already know the truth. Every mistake is proof you're creating, testing, learning. Life gets easier when you stop fearing failure and start experimenting with it. This content is for entertainment and insight purposes only. Most people are afraid of failure. They see it as running off the road. They see it as a sign they should stop trying. But the ones who grow the most, they treat failure like a tool. It's something useful and something necessary. Think about the last time you hesitated. The last time you held back from trying something new. What stopped you? Chances are it wasn't the thing itself. It was the fear of getting it wrong and looking very foolish. The fear of wasting your time on something that might not work. Now picture an artist standing in front of a blank canvas. They don't know exactly what it will become. They don't have a perfect plan, but they start anyway. They try, they explore, they get messy. Some strokes don't work, so what? They add something unexpected, and it's all part of the picture. An artist knows something most people forget. The masterpiece doesn't just show up finished. It reveals itself through trial and error. Through hundreds of small decisions. Some good, some bad, all necessary. Every failed attempt teaches them something. About color, about balance, about what they're really trying to say. Scientists work the same way. When an experiment fails, they don't cry about it. They don't take it personally. They take notes. They ask what went wrong. Then they adjust one variable and run the test again. Every mistake brings them closer to a breakthrough. Here's what they understand. Failure isn't defeat, it's information. It's feedback from reality. It tells you what doesn't work, so you can find what does. Without failure, there's no discovery. Without mistakes, there's no progress. Your life works the same way. Every choice you make is a test. Every risk you take is more data. When you try something and it flops, you didn't fail. You collected information and you learned what doesn't work. And that knowledge is valuable. Maybe you started a project that went nowhere. Maybe you took a chance on someone who let you down. Maybe you invested time in something that didn't pay off. You could call that failure, or you could call it research. Because now you know, and now you're wiser. The danger isn't failing. The danger is quitting before the results arrive. Giving up after one attempt? Letting fear convince you that you're not cut out for this? Because every failure you push through builds something. It builds resilience. It builds skill. It builds the kind of wisdom you can't buy anywhere else. Think about how you learned to swim. You sunk a lot. But you didn't look around and think, swimming isn't for me. You got back in, you tried again, and eventually you figured it out. Somewhere along the way, you forgot that lesson. You started protecting yourself from failure. You started playing it safe, but safe doesn't teach you anything. Safe doesn't get you anywhere new. Safe keeps you stuck in the same place, wondering what could have been. What if you approached your life the way an artist approaches a canvas? With curiosity instead of fear. With openness instead of perfection. What if you gave yourself permission to try things that might not work? To mess up, to start over, to learn as you go. What if you treated every setback like a scientist treats a failed experiment? Not as a reason to quit, but as a reason to ask better questions, to adjust your approach, and to try again with what you've learned. There's freedom in this way of thinking. When you stop needing everything to work perfectly, the first time, life gets easier. You stop being so afraid and start being more willing to take chances, to explore, to play, and to just see what happens. Nothing you try is wasted. Even the things that don't work out teach you something. About yourself, about the world, about what matters to you. You don't have to love failure, and you certainly don't have to celebrate it, but you can stop fearing it, and you can stop letting it define you. You can see it for what it really is, a natural part of growth. See it as a sign you're trying. So here's the life lesson. Approach life like both an artist and a scientist. Curious, open, and unafraid. Treat everything as an experiment. Not every experiment will succeed, but that's okay. That's the point. Give yourself permission to fail. Permission to try things that might not work. Permission to learn as you go. Because failing often means you're living fully. It means you're not sitting on the sidelines. It means you're in the game. Fail often, but learn quickly. Take what doesn't work and use it. Let it teach you and let it guide you. And then move forward without regret. Because regret keeps you stuck in the past. And you're building something in the present. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's not something you avoid on the way to winning. It's the path that gets you there. Every person you admire has failed more times than you can count. They just didn't let it stop them. So, start your experiment. Try the thing you've been putting off. Take the risk you've been afraid to take. And if it doesn't work out, you'll know more than you do right now. You'll be stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what comes next. Life is your canvas, your laboratory, your chance to discover. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be willing to try. To fail, to learn, and to try again. Approach life with curiosity and with courage, and just watch what you're capable of creating.
Pearl sounds digital, obviously.